big question for the Finnish, pardon the pun, is will they finish on time? I am sitting here in the middle of a construction site with Mr. Teemu Kurkela. He is the designer for the Finnish pavilion. Mr. Kurkela, this is literally from the ground up. There's nothing here. Are you concerned?
Yes, it seems like we have now about 5 or 6 months to go, and let's see. I hope we're going to make it in time.
I want the camera to pan around to give people an idea what you're dealing with here. You have 5 months, and this is it. There's no ground broken. There is nothing. What happens if it's not done?
Well, actually,
you'll
that
be
is
out of a
something.
job, I would imagine.
Yeah. That this is something that I don't usually think about, actually.
Okay.
But let's say that if this would be Finland, I would be more concerned.
Right.
But in Shanghai, I think.
You think the job can be done?
It can be done, yes.
Looking at the Finland Pavilion in October of 2009, fast progress is being made. They've always felt confident, and things are indeed taking shape on the circular 3-story exhibit space. Is this the pavilion?
This is the pavilion.
So this is what we'll be looking at. This is the model.
That should be coming up.
Obviously, it's
A little larger, of course.
a little larger.
Yes.
And those are the people there, so that gives an idea of the true scale of it.
Yes.
It's whimsical, it's ethereal. Is that what you intended to create?
Yes. It should be, let's say, it has a couple of readings that the inside space, inside the pavilion. The name of the pavilion is Kirnu, which refers to giant's kettle, which is a rock formation in the Finnish nature, which was pressed down by ice age. So that is the void of the rock inside the rock. So basically, the aim was to create a similar space inside this pavilion. So that is the whole in terms of the pavilion, and the object itself is sitting on a pool of water. So this is in a way artificial island. So that was another reading that we wanted to make a small island as a pavilion.
So you really let your imagination just run wild with this.
Yes, it starts with these larger concepts. Here you can see that you're flying very low. You're flying and entering the building through the gate, and then you come to the courtyard, and then you look up, then there's the sky.
Wow.
And actually which was interesting, that it's the same sky as on a Finnish island. So that is the point, that you take the sky, and that is the element of nature.
The goal of the Finland Pavilion is to present the 6 pillars of a good life: freedom, creativity, innovation, community spirit, health, and nature.
You know, the pavilion is covered with scales. It's a bit like making a facade that looks a bit like scales of fish. So these scales are made of recycled industrial waste. So it's a new product. It's a mixture of paper and plastic.
The bowl shape aligns with some of the things you'll find inside the pavilion, a typical Finnish sauna and Finnish food at their restaurant. I imagine there's a tremendous amount of pride involved for the Finnish people to have something this beautiful to be appreciated globally.
Yes, I think traditionally, you know, Finland has been building pavilions for, I think, 100 years now in different world expos, and so there's a long history of building pavilions which somehow show the Finnish society, the culture, or the mentality.
His design beat out 103 other entries to win.
Of course, we try very hard. That, you know, in certain ways, we try to be very close to the goal. And sometimes you need a bit of luck at the end to get the first prize. And
it sounds like you'll need a lot of luck at the end.
Yes, that's true.
To complete it.
We'll hope to be ready in time.
And we all look forward to seeing the finished product. That's it for this episode. Here's what's coming up on the next Shanghai 2010. On the next episode, is this a spaceship? Find out why a few superstars of our galaxy will be coming here soon. And the small country of Luxembourg makes a big impression with its angular pavilion. Then GM teams up with the Chinese auto giant to give us a look into the future. Finally, find out why the USA Pavilion almost didn't make it to this global event. That and more coming your way on the next episode of Shanghai 2010. From the construction zone in the heart of Shanghai's World Expo, I'm Vicki Liviakis. Starting to feel like rain. Gotta go. See you next time. Hi, I'm Vicki Liviakis. The World Expo 1915 left this stunning structure behind me in San Francisco, the Palace of Fine Arts. Well, there are so many amazing structures being built in Shanghai for World Expo 2010 that we realized we couldn't possibly fit them all into one episode. So we created an entirely new episode for you, Building Pavilions for the World, Part 2. In this episode, is this a spaceship? Find out why a few superstars of our galaxy will be coming here soon. And the small country of Luxembourg makes a big impression with its angular pavilion. Then GM teams up with the Chinese auto giant to give us a look into the future. Finally, find out why the USA Pavilion almost didn't make it to this global event. All that and more coming up on Shanghai 2010. It's not a spaceship that landed to enjoy the Shanghai World Expo 2010. This is the Expo's new performance center. Its total area is more than 400,000 square feet, but there's nothing square about it. This is awesome. This is the mothership of the spaceship, huh? Wow, can you imagine playing to a house like this? Whoa! One can only imagine that its unusual round shape made it difficult to design. We talked with Wang Xiaowen, the architect and designer of the Performance Center.
对，这个建筑确实非常复杂，就我刚才说的功能也比较复杂，形态也比较特殊，那么设计也有非常大难度。那么确实像这样一个复杂的项目，它会花一定的费用。 大概现在概算投资大概20多个亿的人民币。
When completed, the Performance Center can seat audiences of 18,000, or it's set to convert to a smaller space for 12,000, 8,000, or a 4,000 seat house, plus 69 VIP rooms. I imagine it must be very satisfying to know that you've created a structure that will hold so many wonderful events for so many years, for so many thousands of people.
是的，这也是我们在世博会当中建设的一个很面向大众的这样一个演艺场馆。项目的建设者把它定义为文化娱乐的集聚区，它不单是一个单纯的演艺场馆，它还有很多其他的文化功能，所以是非常激动人心的一个场馆。我想。 会得到很多来访者的喜爱。
Besides stage performances like concerts and plays or ceremonies, fashion shows, and artistic exhibits, the Expo Performance Center can convert to an internationally ranked ice skating rink and the first NBA standard basketball court in Shanghai. Of course, it's a little early in the game, but once the Performance Center is completed, it will play host to superstars of the NBA like Kobe, LeBron, and of course, hometown boy Yao Ming.
那么演艺中心的特点呢，实际上我们在 为世博会建设的同时，已经充分考虑到它未来的使用。演艺中心它是由东方明珠、美国的 A 级还有 NBA， 就是联合来管理的这样一个场馆。
There are 2 levels of the Performing Center, above ground for performances and below ground for commercial space and parking.
那么它已经规划了未来的一些使用的需求，比如说它的每年250场左右的演出，这样的一个。那么另外呢，现在有一些商业设施也已经在参与到这个我们的规划里边来，所以在世博会以后，它就会按照现在预期规划的目标发挥它的作用。要把这么多各种不同的文化功能结合在这样一个建筑里边，确实有难度。除了一个主的18000座的演艺主场馆以外，还有音乐俱乐部，还有电影院，以及一些为文化服务的这个商业设施。所以是确实要把这些功能很好的组合在一起，是一个具有挑战性的工作。
The central stage is the first of its kind in China, able to be adjusted to form different shapes within 360 degrees. This allows room for creative stage design, artistic innovation, and imagination.
我们这个场馆的方案是2007年的10月份最终得以确定的，然后我们就进入到整个的设计调整过程当中。整个建设周期还是比较短的，因为差不多只有2年的时间。
How does the Performance Center fit into the theme of Better City, Better Life?
实际上，这个演艺中心本身呢，它是一个文化建筑，它是在一定程度上能够在未来带动上海文化事业的一些发展。那么另外呢，像这样规模的演艺场馆，我们称之为叫文化娱乐集聚区。那么这个在国外呢也有比较好的先例，就通过这样的文化建筑的建设，它有助于带动周边的城市发展，能够带动整个地区的这个，比如说增加就业机会等等。那么所以我觉得从这个意义上来讲，演艺中心的建设能够体现出城市让生活更美好这样一个主题。
Mr. Wong tells me that right now there are a few thousand people working on this site. Once the outside structure is finished, there will be lots more work on the inside.
Tell me a little bit about the green design elements.
我们这个场馆呢，也是确实有很多绿色节能方面的考虑。首先，我们的这个建筑的表皮是采用了非常节能环保的一些材料，还有我们这个建筑自身有很好的遮阳系统，因为上海是个非常炎热的地方。另外，我们还用了一些各种各样节能的新技术，比如说江水源的这个空调机组，雨水的收集等等，那么都是充分要考虑到这个场馆怎么样，通过绿色节能使它更环保，更高效。
It's truly out of this world, now having this flying saucer as part of the World Expo and Shanghai's landscape. Does size matter? The tiny European country of Luxembourg has something to say about that. The Luxembourg Pavilion here on the World Expo grounds is one of the most anticipated pavilions, according to the Consul General of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, Pierre Ferry.
In the spirit of inclusiveness, what is it like for possibly the world's smallest country or one of the world's smallest countries to be included in one of the world's largest countries?
We are one of the smallest countries in the world, but we think that size is not always what matters, or geographical size. I think we are here in China respected as a nation, as an independent country, and in that regard we are also here in Shanghai. We have opened here a consulate in 2006, and we are happy to be here.
And the World Expo, you have to be there too, and you've got an amazing pavilion. Tell me a little bit about the plans for the pavilion.
The plans for the pavilion, we are very, I think, proud about it, if I may say so. It's a nice pavilion. The pavilion was decided here on the state visit in 2006 when the Grand Duke of Luxembourg was here to participate, and in Chinese the name of our country reads Lucenbao, Luxembourg, Luxembourg, and we were asked by the Chinese to participate, and then we took the decision to come here.
Tell me a little bit about what image is in the pavilion.
Yeah, our image of the pavilion is basically a modern castle. Steel is the major production material for that castle, because Luxembourg was always a very big steel producing country. And the inside of the modern castle is made up by wood of the Luxembourg forest.
Luxembourg is not very well known to the world. The country covers an area of only 999 square miles and has a population of under 500,000 people.
In my words, the diplomatic word, Luxembourg is very well known. But in mass tourism, we are not very well known. And we need to put Luxembourg on the map, and we want also to convey the notion, who is Luxembourg? Luxembourg is a European country located in the heart of Europe, in Western Europe. And this pavilion is basically also a PR project for Luxembourg here in Asia, in Eastern Asia, and in China in particular.
Exposing it to 70 million visitors will obviously leave an impression.
When I speak about Luxembourg, we should keep into mind firsthand our royal family. Then we need to speak about our white wines, about